Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss the elements of CET capsule and CET tied to capsule, and then we will discuss the terminologies useful for the exam. So basically why we need these tier 1 capital elements means, so while solving case studies we need these information. So to understand this information one should go through the elements of CET 1 capital. So the elements of common equity tier 1 capital are common shares. The first one is common shares, so which is issued by a bank, so which meet the criteria for classification as common shares for regulatory purposes. And next one is stock surplus, which is resulting from the issue of common shares. Next one, statutory reserves. And next one, capital reserves representing surplus arising out of sale proceeds of assets. And next one, other disclosed free reserves if anything is there. Next one, balance in profit and loss account at the end of previous financial year. And the next one, calculation of eligible profit up to quarter some T. Let us suppose 4 quarters in a year, quarter T of the current financial year. So where this T varies from 1 to 4, that is quarter 1 to quarter 4. So which is equal to that eligible profit equal to EPT equal to net profit minus 0.25 into annual dividend into T. T means quarter. It will represent the 1 to 4 of the year. And next one, revaluation reserves at a discount of 55%. So these 8 are the elements of CET1 capital. And coming to tier 2 capital. So elements of tier 2 capital include general provisions and loss reserves, debt capital instruments issued by the banks, preferential share capital instruments, stock surplus are the elements of tier 2 capital. Now we will see some definitions and general terminology of this credit risk in risk regulations in banking industry. So this terminology is important to understand the concept. First one, counterparty credit risk. Counterparty credit risk is the risk that the counterparty to a transaction could default before the final settlement of the transaction's cash flows. So basically it is a counterparty risk which will arise from the default. If he is unable to repay something, so then it is a default. So this kind of thing is called as counterparty credit risk. Next one, securities financing transactions. So these are the transactions such as repurchase agreements, reverse purchase agreements, security lending and borrowings, and collateralized borrowing and lending, and margin lending transaction, etc. Hedging set. So what is hedging? Hedging means it is risk mitigation, reduction of risk. So hedging set is a group of risk positions from the transactions within a single netting set for which only their balances is relevant for determining the exposure amount. So basically hedging set means it is a risk portions of a transaction. Next one, current exposure. Exposure means we know. So it is the market value of a transaction with a counterparty that would be lost upon default of the counterparty. So repeating, current exposure means it is nothing but the portfolio of transaction with a counterparty that would be lost upon default. So which is under exposure, that is called as this current exposure. Next one, credit valuation adjustment. It is the adjustment to the mid-market valuation of portfolio of trades with a counterparty. Next one-sided trade valuation adjustment. So basically it reflects the market value of the credit risk of the counterparty of the firm. Central counterparty. It is a clearing house that interposes itself between counterparties to contracts traded in one or more financial markets. A client is a party to a transaction. Ninth one, initial margin means a clearing member collateral posted to central counterparty, that is CCP.